All righty, here we go. Brand new Flyers Daily for the 19th of September, 2025. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. Flyers will have their first preseason game in 2 days. 2 days. Crazy. Scrimmage tomorrow at 11:20 at the Flyers Training Center, open to the public. We'll be streaming that as well. Brian Smith and I will be on the call. All Flyers preseason action you'll be able to hear on the radio on 97.5 The Fanatic, and you will be able to watch as well because they will all be available through video in some form. NBC Sports Philadelphia's got a couple of games. The Flyers will stream a few games with the radio announcers on the call. So you'll be able to watch all of it, the entirety of the 7 preseason games, as things will get underway for the Flyers coming up on Sunday against the Islanders and then Tuesday in Montreal. So we're right there knocking on the door of game action. And it was kind of crazy because yesterday at the Flyers' first on-ice session, Sean Couturier talked about it, so did Rick Tocchet, that they're implementing systems already on day one. Coaches' jobs in the NHL are not to get players ready to play. People say, oh, coach didn't get his team ready to play. That's not his job. These are professional athletes. Part of being a pro, having yourself ready to play, being rested, recovered, in shape, all those things, ready to go. That's on players. And Rick Tocchet putting in system stuff already. And I thought it was really interesting, something he said in his availability yesterday. Rick Tocchet said that we want our goalies to have to play half the net. Now, what does that mean? I wish I could have played half the net. I would have let in a lot less goals if I could have only goaltended half of the net. What he means by that is he wants to keep the puck on one side and the attack to come from the same side. So a goalie does not have to go post to post, open up in the process, move all the way across his crease because of a cross-ice pass and one-time opportunity. We're going to get Rick Tocchet on, and we'll bust out the whiteboard, and we'll go through systems and stuff like that and learn what he wants his team to do. The request is in for that. Also, coming up next week, we're going to be talking with Ray Didinger about his new hockey-inspired theater production on the true story. It's called Spinner. We'll talk to Ray next week on that, and also Travis Konechny, Sean Couturier. We're going to have a bunch of guests all throughout training camp, as I said before. So look forward to that. Real quick, before we get to our first feature conversation, we got 2. We've got Trevor Zegras and Cam York. I see comments on the YouTube channel pretty much every episode about this Ozzy magazine in the background. It's my tribute to Ozzy. And since Ozzy passed away, I was given an album by a friend of my brothers. My brothers are twins, and they're 5 years older than me. And a friend of theirs gave me the Blizzard of Oz on vinyl back in 1982. And it changed my life. So that's my tribute to Ozzy here on Flyers Daily. Luckily enough, on that Guitar World magazine, on the cover, it's Ozzy and Zakk Wylde. Ozzy's signature is there and Zakk Wylde. So great little item that I like to display and honor the godfather of metal. Let's honor our first guest of Training Camp 2025. He was a big offseason acquisition. I was a little shocked at what the Flyers gave up to get him. He is a prime example of a player that's got high-end skill that perhaps needs the change of scenery at 24 years of age. Won't be 25 till March 20th. He's got a 61-point season when he was 22 years old, a 65-point season at 23. Last couple of years, some injuries, hasn't been as good, which is maybe why you got the deal you got. If Trevor Zegras can rediscover those 2 years earlier in his career, 22 and 23-year-olds, years over 60 points, and start to develop beyond that, it's going to be one hell of a get for Danny Briere and one great get for the Flyers. There is no denying his skill, his wizardry with the puck. What is he going to do as a Philadelphia Flyer? We're going to have to stay tuned and find out. But here's my first conversation from training camp with Trevor Zegras. We are at Flyers training camp. It is underway, and joining us on this episode of Flyers Daily is Trevor Zegras. Trevor, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
How's it feel to get things underway?
Awesome. Yeah, it felt like a long build-up being here for the whole month of September, so excited to get going officially.
how comfortable do you feel kind of just in the facilities, being in the area? You're back on the East Coast. Like, knowing where the showers are, where the bathroom is, how to get here.
Yeah, it feels like home, honestly. The strength coach used to train me when I was growing up, so I've known him for, God, feels like a decade. And obviously I got a couple buddies that I knew before joining the Flyers that have been helping me what time to get to the rink, where to park, all that good stuff. And all the rest of the guys have been amazing to me, so it's been good.
I saw the video of Jamie trying to cook you guys steaks. Was it good or was it tough? Was
it
a good cut of meat?
We right then and there, we told him it was great, but it wasn't good.
No, It wasn't like a fine steakhouse.
No, he's done a lot better. But for the, I guess, time and place, we told him it was great and tried to bump him up a little bit. Yeah.
So maybe he'll do it again, but seek assistance.
He owes me a better steak for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe on the first road trip, he can take you out for a nice.
Yeah,
steak.
yeah.
Yorkie got that new contract.
Yeah, but he's good at cooking, Jimmy. So it's interesting that he cooked a bad one.
Really?
Yeah, he's a great cook.
So you go Jimmy for Jamie?
Yeah, Jimmy. I call him Jim. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got to make sure we get this all right. I got to know who you're talking about.
Sorry, Jamie Drysdale is Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. Being on the ice, with that Flyers jersey on, it's not a huge departure from a color standpoint from what you're used to, but
yeah,
just the vibe of being a Philadelphia Flyer now.
Yeah, it's cool. Obviously the organization has a lot of history and been around for a long time, so it's really cool to be a part of something like that.
East Coast, West Coast living much more laid back out there. As traffic's a nightmare. Here, everybody's in a rush, but there's an East Coast mentality that you're very familiar with.
Yeah,
and I imagine being very familiar with it growing up here is something you can identify with.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, like you said, I've lived on the East Coast 90% of my life, whether it was growing up playing in Connecticut or prep school, Connecticut, college, Boston. So it feels like home here for sure.
I'm sure the fall weather, getting to see the leaves change here will be another reminder of that. We actually have like 4 seasons.
Right.
Here.
Yeah. A little seasonal depression out in California for sure.
Yep.
Every day is 90 degrees. Yeah, it gets to you a little bit. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Well, sometimes you just want to, like what you're wearing now. You're wearing a hoodie.
Yeah,
you want to sink into a hoodie and a pair of sweats.
Right. Yeah. Like Christmas time in California, it's sunny as could be, and you're like, doesn't feel right.
I always thought it'd be really bizarre to like live below the equator, like in Brazil.
Right.
And Christmas is in the middle of summer.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. So I missed a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
Like a big coat, maybe like a beanie or a toque. Yeah. So it's
all right.
cool.
So let's talk about Trevor Zegras, the person, because you're wearing a Nirvana sweatshirt.
Yeah, my mom got this for me the other day.
It's vintage looking.
Yeah.
I'm not vintage looking. Or
found it at like some like thrift shop in Philly, downtown Philly.
So that's old. That's not.
It's old, but it's new for me. Yeah, I got it like a couple days ago.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
First of all, you a Nirvana fan?
A little bit. Yeah.
What do you listen to? What gets you?
I'm a Stones guy. I like the Rolling
Really?
Stones. Yeah. Recently, it changes. I go back and forth.
So like a classic rock, like Stones and
Yeah.
Zeppelin, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm big on the Stones right now. But like I said, it kind of goes back and forth. I'll mix a little bit of country and.
So if you're in the gym working out, are you listening to Gimme Shelter?
Yeah, Jumpin' Jack Flash, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. But like I said, I like to mix it up. I'm not like set in stone on one type of music. I like it all.
Set in the Rolling Stone. What else do you like to do? Do you play chess? Do you play a musical instrument? What do you do to unwind from the game? Because like it's a long season.
Yeah.
A mental grind, emotional grind.
Yeah.
What do you do to get away from that in the midst of it?
Kind of like the music. Like it kind of changes. Like in Anaheim, I play a little bit of piano, try to learn the piano.
Oh, yeah.
It's harder than I thought. I learned a couple songs, but
what was the first one? Marietta Little Lamb?
I did the whole beginner book, and
Yeah.
I didn't love that. So there were like some songs that like from movies that I liked. So like I was
Interstellar.
Exactly.
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned like the riff for Interstellar.
Is that
which was
right?
cool. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to do, but like I kind of have it a little bit. I love video games. Love playing Xbox, Call of Duty.
God, yeah.
I'm big on Call of Duty right now, and a bunch of the guys play, so it's been good to do.
And you guys can all get on the headset and talk trash and work together and work against each other.
Right, yeah. Right now I've been playing a lot with Cam York.
Who's the best COD player on the team?
Me, for sure.
Not even close?
Not even close.
There was no hesitation.
Yeah, no, for sure. I played with all the guys that have played here. Yeah. Forrester's pretty good, but
not at your level.
Not at my level.
You're kind of pro level esports-ish.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm a Navy SEAL when it comes to Call of Duty.
Is that right? Oh, so you're special ops.
Special ops, yeah.
What'd you work on in the summer in your game? to get your game back where you want it to be, and being traded at this point in your career pretty early,
right?
After having a lot of really big success early,
Yeah.
What'd you work on your game?
I mean, I think a big emphasis point was getting the body healthy, and it felt real good at the end of the season. So I didn't really
good to have in the off season, right?
I didn't take too much time off, maybe like a week or two, and was back on the ice. And a lot of my focus for me personally was like skating every day and working on my game. I just feel better like when I put in the work on the ice, and obviously I off the ice still in the gym, but I think a big emphasis with me was staying on the ice and keeping the feel and keeping all my touches up and working on passing and shooting and all that good stuff.
With you have such an incredible high-end skill set and a handle with the puck, your wizardry with the puck. Does that take time through a camp for that to click in with the feet, with the head, with everything else and timing? Or is that something because you did so much on ice work that
right? So like in the past, there was a big emphasis from other people on me to get bigger and get stronger and maybe take time off the ice and work on your physical strength. And coming into camp, like you just said, like maybe like the feet and the hands, they weren't working all at once together. So whereas this summer, like I said, I only took a couple weeks off and I was right back on the ice, and I feel, I guess, game ready right now. So it's good.
So going in the first day, feeling that way is
really
comfortable feeling.
Right. Yeah. On the ice, I feel very comfortable. And then off the ice, I feel strong too. So it's a good combination.
Last one for you. Knowing Jimmy and Cam York and some of the guys and getting to know them over the summer, that's big as you enter the season. You have a comfort level there already with some guys, not only that you like, but you trust.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I lived with Jim in Anaheim for 4 or 5 years. We were roommates, and
good roomie?
Great roommate. And my first year in Anaheim, Jim lived with another player, and I lived with Cam York's older brother.
Oh.
We were roommates. And then that summer I lived with Cam's family. So it's kind of crazy that we all ended up on the same squad. Yeah. And then Jim moved in with me at the end of the year. So it was me, Jim, and Cam's older brother all lived together. So it's pretty funny how it all worked out.
That's like the connection. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know it went that deep.
Yeah, it was pretty deep. Yeah. And then obviously I played with Cam at the U.S. program, and we lived 5 minutes from each other, going to classes together, driving to the rink together, getting in trouble together. Yeah. We got in a ton of trouble.
Well, look where you ended up.
Right. We ended up Flyers. Yeah.
You're both here in Philadelphia, and we're looking for great success from both of you guys. Trevor, thanks for doing this. And a lot of people are excited you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm one of them, and I can't wait to start to watch games with you playing them in a Flyers jersey.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Gotta say, a little shocked that the go-to music right now was the Rolling Stones out of Trevor Zegras. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, very cool Nirvana sweatshirt. But great to talk to him. Very affable young man. Grew up on the East Coast, and a change of scenery may be exactly what the doctor ordered. Maybe a change of coach is exactly what the doctor ordered for Cam York, because we know how York's season went last year. He dealt with some injuries, the shoulder, kind of never really got it on track like the year prior. We never really saw Cam York on the power play, which is something that disappointed me and Cam as well, as you'll hear us talk about. Comes in a little bit lighter, because he wants to push more offense into his game. So let's talk with the Flyers defenseman. Here's my conversation with Flyers D-man Cam York. We're with Flyers defenseman Cam York from Flyers Training Camp 2025. Training camp already, right?
It's crazy. Summer went by quick, but definitely excited to get back out there with the guys and start the grind, start competing and getting back into it.
Brick by brick. That's what the shirts say. You're not wearing yours right now, but that's what the shirts say. And it's, building that foundation of a new season under a new staff for a different outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had a great meeting with Talk yesterday, kind of just giving us an outline of what he expects from us. And I think as a team, we all know what we got to do and how we can use each other to build a successful club. So we're all excited to get going here. And after how last year went for us, we definitely, I would say, have a chip on our shoulder trying to have a better season.
Did Talk break into the song and do some Pink Floyd, All We Are? Is this just another brick in the wall?
I wouldn't say that, but he's been great. I mean, you can just tell he's excited to be here along with the staff. I mean, the staff is also a bunch of great guys, it seems like. So it was a good first day. I
know that you're tight with Quinn Hughes. Did you get some intel from Quinn?
I did share some text with him. I think From what I've heard, his talk is great. I haven't heard one bad thing. So I think we're all really excited. It should be hopefully a breath of fresh air. I think everyone's gonna, have maybe a little bit more freedom and maybe not gripping their stick as tight. So I think we're all really excited.
Watching you come up through other levels, through the NTDP, Michigan, into the NHL, you're a guy that likes to push the game offensively. Yeah. You really haven't gotten to do that enough here yet. Maybe the coaching changes that. Mm-hmm. But is that something you're trying to focus on pushing forward?
Definitely. I think defensively, I think I do a lot of things well. I would say the part of my game that I want to tap into the most is my offensive game, and I feel like there's just so much more there. I feel like I have the skill to take it to the next level. Skating ability is there, so I'm excited to get going. I think it's a big year for me and our team, and like I said, I just there's a lot more there for me, and it's definitely something I want to go get this year.
I think we probably share this frustration. There was a frustration for me in watching the Flyers power play over the last couple of years and watching you run that on that U.S. National Team Development Program and not seeing you out there. That is something, if you're on a power play, that can really help give you more confidence as an offensive player.
Absolutely. I mean, you run the power play, your offensive numbers are obviously going to be better. You get more puck touches, your minutes are higher. Like there's a lot of benefits for sure of being on the power play. Last year, obviously, I didn't get that, so it was definitely frustrating. But this year, if I'm given the opportunity, I definitely want to take advantage.
Yeah, you do a good job of finding that lane, getting pucks to the net. Let me ask you about your fitness coming into camp, because you're a guy that plays a lot of minutes. I've said it the last 2 years. I thought you were going to lead the team in average time on ice. You came close. If you played power play, my prediction would have been right. So I'm going to say it's going to be right this year. You're going to lead the team in average time on ice. But your fitness to prepare for that, how do you go about that, knowing you're going to see 25 to 28 minutes pretty much nightly?
It's a grind. I think compared to last summer, I went about my training a little bit different this year. I'm a little bit lighter coming into camp, and I think that's going to really benefit my game and how I want to play. And how I can get up and down the rink. So I think that's going to help me a lot. I would say I've changed a few things off the ice too. I have a chef making me meals now and stuff. So
is his name Jamie Drysdale?
No.
Thank God, right?
No, I would not let him cook my meals, but in a polite way. But yeah, I feel really good. I think I got here mid-August, and we've been grinding, ever since then. So it's a grueling off season for a hockey player. I think anyone would say that. Conditioning wise, like it's every day at the gym is tough. So, but I feel 100%. Body feels great, ready to go.
The one thing is the hockey season is also very exhausting mentally, emotionally, and those kind of things. And obviously last year things went sideways. Coach lost his job. We know everything that happened. We don't need to rehash it. How did you recover from that element of it to turn the page to go into this year fresh?
I mean, I'd say right away, I had a great offseason, I thought. Mentally and physically did what I needed to do.
Fishing?
Oh, yeah. Lots of bluefin tuna fishing with my dad. Love pulling on fish in the summer. That's always something I try to do. But I feel like I got exactly what I needed. So mind's in a good spot. Body's in a good spot. Feeling good.
And business is out of the way. You signed the new deal. You don't have to worry about that for 5 years.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been on a 2-year deal my whole career. So feel like
if it wasn't up, it was getting ready to come up next year.
Yeah. So, I think that'll give me more freedom and allow me to kind of also play how I want to play. So it's new contract, new, coaching staff, fresh year. I'm excited.
Last thing. And you have Jamie here, who you're tight with prior to him coming, and now with him here. Now Trevor as well. He was just telling me he lived with your brother. You guys got into a ton of trouble at the NTDP. I won't ask why, but having not just teammates, but really good friends in the mix as well. What does that do for you as a player, just being around it all the time?
Yeah, it's a game changer. I think there's teams out there that don't have that, and I think it's frustrating for guys. So to have your closest friends on the team with you, it makes the 82-game season go by much quicker. And our team before was already super tight. Z's personality will fit right in with us already. So we're excited.
It's kind of like the dream scenario you guys talk about when you're kind of coming up.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. When we got drafted together in 2019, you never expect to play on the same team again with each other. So to have this happen, obviously we're it's a little weird to see him in the hallways for sure, but
he doesn't know where he's going yet.
No, it's a maze around here actually. So, but it's great. He's a great guy and fitting in well with our group.
And he's got a ton of skill, doesn't he?
Tons of skill. I think he's guys practicing with him every day are going to benefit from that because there's guys that have skill in this league and there's guys that have elite skill, and I would say he's in that category. So
it's wizardry with the puck that he can perform. What's that like for a defender trying to defend that? It's like,
I mean, you can imagine.
I better look at the logo, right?
It's tough. I definitely want to look at his chest and try and play the body, but like you said, he's a wizard with the puck, and I think guys that are playing with him are going to be really happy because he can find guys behind him, to the side of him, wherever. So excited to see him in a Flyers jersey for sure.
Well, we're all excited you guys are back and ready to get this thing going, get back on the ice. Cam, thanks for doing this. Have a great camp.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Great to catch up with Cam York, and he looks like he's in great shape. Contract done, out of the way, 5-year deal, ready to go, move forward, and really start to become the player that I think he can become. I think he defends much better than I ever thought he would and is capable of that. And I still think that that element of offense to his game can come. Some are really disappointed it hasn't come yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time with D-men. So best of luck to Cam York, and thanks to Cam York and Trevor Zegras for joining us on this episode of Flyers Daily. So next week, we'll have Bill on Monday. We'll be able to break down the preseason game and the scrimmage, and we'll also have plenty to discuss about training camp 2025 as we're about to get underway with preseason action. So everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday with Meltzer on a brand new edition of Flyers Daily.